Hello, dear friends. This is not commercial propaganda, but information about the white hat technology. I don't like mobile phones, but this case is special because it would be the phone that would be used during the global financial restart. Opinion piece. Incredible phone. Tesla technology. Not out yet. It's the reset phone. It will have a connection to Mars. Aims to dethrone the iPhone with the fastest processor. Will be able to take pictures of the night sky. Let's start. The technology the white hats designed is connected to the phones of the future, the banking of the future, world peace and the full implementation of the events of the user program. This is much bigger than you can imagine. A conventional mobile or cellular phone is a portable device that can make or receive calls via a radio frequency carrier, while the user is moving within a telephone service area. The radio frequency link establishes a connection to the switching systems of a mobile telephone operator, which provides access to the public switched telephone network. Most modern mobile telephone services use a cellular network architecture or mobile network, and therefore mobile phones are called cellular, especially in Latin America. In Spain, the term mobile is more commonly used. Differences. Tesla's mobile phone breaks this definition. Elon Musk's company does not yet have a confirmed launch date, but expectations are growing, like everything else that surrounds the eccentric Musk. The P phone, as Tesla's smartphone will be called, could be revolutionary and offer coverage even on Mars. Elon Musk intends to enter the mobile phone market and make his mark on technology history with the launch of the company's first mobile phone called the Tesla Model P with the fastest Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor in history, Gen 1 generation 1, and 2 terabytes of storage. The launch of the P phone is shrouded in total secrecy, as is often the case with Tesla products. Many claim that the launch is not imminent and that we will have to wait to see it. It will be connected even on Mars. We already know the Tycoon's passion for the Red Planet. He has made no secret of this interest in sending a colony of humankind to live there in the next 50 years. This is a project that aims to end the dominance of Apple's smartphones in the world market. That's why they estimate that the P could cost 3 times less than the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Although there is still no official statement from the company about the smartphone, a video has been made with computerized images of the possible design of the device. This video started to spread across the networks, generating all sorts of speculation. The Tesla will be able to take pictures of the night sky and larger celestial bodies. An additional tidbit is that the phone will offer cryptocurrency mining. The Tesla smartphone has amazing features. On the back of the phone is a solar panel. 30 minutes in the sun charges the device to 20%. The Tesla phone connects directly to the Starlink satellite system and uses high-speed satellite internet from anywhere in the world. This network will be available free of charge and without time limits. This would make it a priori not dependent on telephone companies. In addition, The PFO will have built-in functionality to access Starlink, allowing users to surf the web without relying on earthbound telecommunications networks. Starlink provides high-speed, low-latency broadband internet in several markets. Using low-orbiting satellites, it enables video calling, online gaming and streaming. Esoteric struggle. According to Benjamin Fulford, there can be no doubt that planet Earth is going through changes beyond biblical proportion. That is why an ancient secret society is coming out of the wardrobe, as well as space Nazis in flying saucers. This is happening because an esoteric war that has been waged for thousands of years is coming to an end. What we are witnessing is the end of millennia of regressive dominance on this planet. This is visible in the great changes that are taking place in governments around the world, most notably last week in China, the US, Israel, and Brazil. Their plan for this planet was to genetically modify all humankind to obey like farm animals, microchip their brains, and control every aspect of their lives through constant and intrusive digital surveillance. In other words, literally turn the planet into a giant humankind farm. Communist China came closest to that goal, but history shows that people put up with a lot, but when a certain point is reached, they break out in rebellion. The White Dragon Society sent a representative last week to meet with the head of an ancient Japanese society known as Yatagarasu, on three-legged crow. This is the group that claims to have founded the Shinto religion after a three-legged crow led them to Japan in ancient times. Members of this group claim to be descendants of the ancient lost Israelite tribe of Ephraim, as well as members of the priestly tribe of Levi. They claim they can recite their ancestry of over 100 generations back to the biblical Jacob in Egypt. Reset News. Fulford claims that Klaus Schwab has been arrested in Washington and will be replaced by a double. In 2019, central bankers voted to bring down the world economy to control all humankind, writes Catherine Austin Fitts with Greg Hunter. Julian Assange wrote, "If wars can be started with lies, peace can be started with truth." Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner sentenced to 6 years in prison. Ultimatum. Secretary of State Austin sends letter to White Hats demanding their surrender. Lloyd Austin orders White Hats to surrender no later than 22 December 2022, according to Michael Baxter of Real Raw News. Lloyd Austin orders White Hats to surrender. Already said that. Officers have received letters written by Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin that have an ultimatum: resign command in exchange for possible amnesty, or prepare to face the music. At least 65 officers from all branches have received letters accusing them of treason and demanding that they voluntarily rescind command and surrender to the proper authority, which is Lloyd Austin. Vice Admiral Darcy E. Crandall of the Navy Judge Advocate General's Corps also received a threatening letter written by Austin. The letter ordered Admiral Crandall to immediately release the detainees in the tropical bay, cease all prosecutions, and surrender. In response, Admiral Crandall replied, in quotes, "I have a better idea. You turn yourself enjoyed. We have a seat reserved for you. Civil strife, according to Michael Baxter. A standoff between white hats and regime loyalists took place Monday night south of Colorado Springs, along Interstate 25, where Marines and the General Berger's command planned to catch an 18-wheeler suspected of having another shipment of firearms destined for the IRS. The truck was empty because they received false information. People. Important people or very important people. Elon Musk claims the risk of his assassination is, in quotes, pretty significant. SpaceX is developing a military version of the Starlink satellites called Starshield. White hats are upset about Trump's comments on the Constitution after he suggested on Truth Social that he would repeal certain pieces of the Constitution. General Berger told him he was treading on a very slippery slope by implying that sections of the Constitution should be nullified to protect the citizenry from a government overreach. The provisions of the Constitution can only be suspended in times of war. Donald Trump took a $20 million loan from North Korea. He failed to disclose a loan from a company with ties to North Korea while he was president, Forbes reported Sunday, citing documents from the New York Attorney General's office. Complot. From December 5 to 7, 2022, officials refined their scheme to try to erase national sovereignty and eliminate all traces of personal freedom around the world. Engineered famine. German farmers are ordered to drastically reduce the use of nitrogen fertilizers. Millions of livestock animals have died suddenly this year in unusual circumstances. Meanwhile, hundreds of food manufacturing plants have mysteriously caught fire. Semeru volcano erupts in Indonesia with tsunami warning in Japan. Why do so many major volcanoes suddenly explode around the world? USA. Fracking company to pay $16.29 million to rebuild Pennsylvania's drinking water system. It will also pay water bills for 75 years. 2 electrical substations in North Carolina were shut down, and the damage plunged 40,000 homes into darkness. Martial law in North Carolina. Residents of Moore County, North Carolina, shouted martial law Sunday night after the county issued a declaration of emergency order in response to widespread power outages and ordered a dusk to dawn curfew for the duration of the order. Alabama cops arrest 82-year-old grandmother for not paying her $70 rubbish bill. Virginia Inclusive Restaurant cancelled Christmas party after staff refused to serve Christians. Illegal Mexican migrants cook rodents on the streets of New York. New York City mayor orders roundup of homeless for forced psychiatric evaluations. Police will target citizens for their ideological beliefs and behavior. Dozens of Canadian churches vandalized and burnt. Reflections. God comes to us in human form, says Dog Poet. He appears differently in the East than in the West. The basic appearance of humankind's life everywhere is presented differently but they are the same. Message from Ant and the Angels. You could be locked in a cage and your spirit would still be free, for no one can contain or limit a limited soul. Any perceived lack of freedom comes from identification with the physical body and the world of the senses, rather than identification with your true spiritual nature. The more you identify with your spirit, the less restricted you will feel as you live, breathe and move about your earth. You alone control your thoughts. You alone control your frequency. You alone control, therefore, what you attract or allow. Your vibration creates your reality, and you are free to choose your frequency. Therefore, free to create whatever reality you desire. Matthew Ward, Reality and Illusion. When the mainstream media constantly reports a world in crisis, but it's not easy to think of it as an illusion, events perceived as real, but with no basis in reality. That doesn't mean that no one is hurting, happy or sad, grieving over loss, confused, impatient, happy about the birth, angry or distressed, surprised or disappointed. Feelings are expressions of consciousness, and those aspects of consciousness are in fact reality. Reality is the harmonious coexistence of spiritual clarity and the scientific principles of the universe. It can also be described in this way. Science and spirit are one and the same, the energy of the Creator, the source of all in cosmic existence. Earth's civilization, which is still third density, has not evolved in consciousness sufficiently to comprehend this truth. Consequently, the villages are living in the world of illusion that they themselves have created and believe to be real. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.